Hello, music technology students. I'm going to demonstrate on BandLab how to do Project 4. Project 4 is an ABA form song, and you're going to be using your Project 3 drum beats. So here's my Project 3. I'm going to open it up in my mix editor here in BandLab, and here we go. And here it is. So to refresh our memories, this is my drum beat from Project 3. Great, and so I did bass drum, hi-hat, snare drum, and then I added a cowbell, and I quantized everything, and there we are. For this Project 4, I am going to use loops, and so loops are over here. In GarageBand, they're located up here, which is what I was just looking for. So here's my loops, and loops are pre-recorded tape loops, which you should know from the forum on tape loops. So these are all pre-recorded, and so BandLab gives you a whole bunch of pre-recorded options, and it's a little bit more complicated than GarageBand. So here we go. I click loops, and these are all pre-recorded loops of music. I have my drums, so I want to add at least 3 other instruments, and traditionally that would mean bass, and then maybe some kind of keyboard or piano or synthesizer or guitar, something that can play chords, and then whatever third instrument I want. So instruments on this drop down, here they all are. So I want to add some bass. There's guitar if I want it. Here's piano, chords if I want to use that. So let's start with bass. So I click bass, and all of these loops come up, and it tells you the instrument, how many beats per minute it's recorded at, and what key it's in, and that's going to be fairly important. We haven't talked about keys yet, but it has to do with which notes go with which other notes. So you want this to be in the same key. So I'm going to kind of scroll through here. It looks like a whole lot of these are in C minor. So because there's so many in C minor, I'm going to decide to make this in C minor. Then I don't want it to be too fast. So I'm going to look for one, here's at 120. Let's hear what this sounds like. That's a little mellow. I'm not sure I really like that. So I'm going to go through here. Let's see how does this one sound. Okay, let's pretend I like that. And it's at 128. So I would have to change my beats per minute to 128. Come on now. 128. I can type that in. And where'd it go? This is this one. So now I'm going to click and drag, and I can drag this right here, and it gets its own track because it's pre-recorded. And I don't need my microphone. And so now I have this. All right, that's fine. If this was my project, I would probably go through until I found something I really, really liked. Anyway, I now want this to be the same length as what I had before, so I'm going to click the loop part here, and that's going to copy the loop out that way. I can't tell whether this wave is just not rendering, or whether there's actual silence there. Okay, it's just not rendering. So I'm going to trim this back down to where it was before, like 4 measures, and now I'm just going to loop this out to the end. So we should have that. Great. Okay. Now I would add another instrument. So I did bass. Let's add some, I don't know, let's do some guitar. Why not? So here's all this guitar stuff, and I've got genres, but I want one. Remember, I'm in C minor. So if I take this one in E minor, it's not going to be in the same key. So here's one in C minor. That's pretty good. Maybe, so I want to look, because I'm going to have to change the beats per minute. So let's see what this sounds like. You don't appear to be rendering. We are unhappy. Why can I not hear you? All right. There we go. There's one. I don't like that. How's this? Sure. Okay, let's pretend I like that. Here's the problem. This is at 157. So now I'm going to change this to 157. because they need to be at the same beats per minute. And now it's going to stretch all the stuff out. So yes, adjust. So now it's processing all the sounds I already have at a new speed. Now I'm going to take this thing at 157 and I'm going to drop it in here. And otherwise they won't line up. So now everything's at 157, and there it is. And I'm going to loop this out to the end here. And now I'm going to get rid of my loop so I can see the whole thing. And there's my whole thing, and here we have it. Uh-oh. Okay, that's too fast. So now I'm going to drop it back down, because everything's there, to 120 again. And it's going to adjust. Yes, we're going to adjust. Okay, great. And so there's a lot of complexity with making sure the beats per minute line up. So every time you add something, you have to make sure, or you just have to use loops that are all at that speed. And so here we are. That sounds great. So this is my A section. I now need a B section, or a bridge. And the bridge is going to start right here in 9, and it's going to be all loops. And I'm just going to grab a random beat right now. And so this is going to be, I would normally add, you need at least 3 here, but I'm just going to pick something. I'm at 120 beats per minute, so I'm just going to find something at 120, whatever acid 707 is, and I'm going to drag that in here. And that's going to go right there like it's the bridge. So I'm now going to stretch this out so that it's 8 measures. So this goes up to 17. So it should be there. Great. So now I would have a first part that goes to a bridge. Oh yeah. Okay. Then I want to go back to the first part. So here's how I do this. I would drag a circle or a square and highlight these 3 and then press Command C to copy. Then I put the playhead there where I want to paste, and then Command V as in vary. And there's my ABA form. So whatever you do first, you copy it and you put it here. Now, this is definitely not done because so far I have only added 2 loops to my A section. I need 3. And then I need 3 loops in my B section. I only have 1. But for now, this is a good start. And so when you're done, you should have your drum beat plus 3 loops here, then 3 more loops here. You could have more if you want. Then copy this and put it over here. So A, B, A. But you want your last A to be somehow different. It's got to change. You got to add something. So you need a 4th loop. So I'm going to add, let's go for, instead of beats, let's go to like percussion. We're just going to add some like, you know, shaker or something, and we're at 120 beats per minute, so I'm looking for 120 beats per minute, and I'm not seeing much here. A lot of stuff's at 130 or 105. There's some 120. What's that sound like? That's real dumb. Okay, that's ridiculous. I'm going to grab that. And so that will then be, oh, I don't know if that worked. Undo you. Whatever, just grab this. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. Cool. And we'll put that there. And so here's my ABA. I will play it from the beginning. So here's my A section, which is my drum beat plus 2 loops. But you want to have 3. So there's my drum beat right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus my loops. I need 1 more to finish this, but this is just the demo. Now here's my B section. And right now my B section is just 1 loop. I would need to add 2 more, but I'm trying to make this video short enough that I can get through everything. So there's my B section. And now I go back to my A section with this added thing here. And here's that. I really don't like this, but that's fine. I would make changes and edit things. So, the big points. When you grab a loop and drag it in, the beats per minute are what you need to check to make sure that it lines up. They need to be the same. So if I had wanted to use this loop, I would have to change this first to 150, then bring it in. Then once it's in, I can change it back. But they have to line up when you import the loop. And then, if for the instruments, you need to make sure the instruments are in the same key, although sometimes things in different keys wind up sounding good together. So this is Project 4. I would now be done. I would save this as Project 4. So I'd come up here and I'd call it Project 4, and that would be that. And then you would submit that the way you've been submitting them. ABA form, that is Project 4. And that's the end of this video. If you have questions, please ask. Stay safe out there, and bye.